Hello learners, I hope you all are doing well. Learners, in our previous video we have seen the introduction of the story Footprints Without Feet, and in this video we are going to delve into part 1 of the story Footprints Without Feet. So let's get started. Before we proceed, I have a question for you. What if you could disappear? Imagine having the power of being invisible. What would you do? Would you play prank on someone? Or would you like to visit to such places where you have always thought of but never could? So, what all you would like to do after being invisible? Do think about it and note them down. It's time for us to now have a look at the author of the story, who is H.G. Wells. H.G. Wells, in his novel The Invisible Man, has talked about a scientist whose name is Griffin. It's time for us to know more about Griffin. Griffin, whom you can say the protagonist of the story or the antagonist of the story, and let's see why I am saying so. Griffin is a scientist who discovered the formula for invisibility, but he used it for selfish and unlawful purposes. Also, instead of using science for good, he became a criminal. So now, let's have a look at the story into different parts where we'll see how Griffin, a brilliant scientist, became a criminal. First of all, we'll see the points where Griffin turned into a criminal. It is the mysterious footprints, Griffin's experiment, the store incident, and the theatrical shop. Now we'll try to explore each of these in detail and see how these incidents happened or occurred in the story. First of all, we'll talk about the mysterious footprints. Two boys in the beginning of the story noticed muddy footprints on the steps of a house in London, and they were surprised to see them appear out of nowhere. Also, as we can see, they followed the footprints which eventually disappeared, and they realized that they were following a scientist whose name is Griffin, who had discovered how to make himself invisible. Now let's explore the another event of the story where Griffin became invisible after taking certain rare drugs, making his body transparent like a glass. So Griffin became invisible, though his body was solid, but it became transparent. That is, you cannot see Griffin when he inhaled that rare drug. Also, what happened is he became a lawless person, and what he did next? He set his landlord's house on fire in revenge because his landlord wanted to eject him because of his temperament. Also, he became a homeless wanderer without clothes or money because he had no money, no clothes and no house to live in. Next, what happened is the store incident. Since he is a homeless wanderer, to keep himself warm in midwinter in London city, he snuck into a big departmental store and helped himself with some clothes and food within that departmental store. But what happened next is he fell asleep in the store since he was tired, but when he woke up in the next morning, it was quite late because the assistants and the supervisors had arrived by then, and for that it created a panic and he had no other option but to run. Then what happened is Griffin escaped. He has no other means to escape, so he escaped by removing his clothes again, becoming invisible but naked in the chilly, cold winter morning of London. So students, now he entered a theatrical shop. What he did? He went to a theatrical company shop to find clothes and something to cover his invisible head. He attacked the shopkeeper and stole some money before escaping from there. So now we are seeing what incidents happened that forced us to say that how Griffin became a criminal. Now it's time for a task which you all are supposed to do. And the task is Griffin's actions in H.G. Wells' The Invisible Man are justified given his scientific discovery and the circumstances he faces. This is one statement. You have to write 2 points in favor and 2 against this statement. I'm sure you'll be able to do this task fairly well. We'll see you in the next video where we'll discover part 2 of the story. Till then, happy learning, happy exploring.